Welcome to this Blackpool Music School video all about the Dulcimer. This is a strum dulcimer. There's a hammer dulcimer that you rest on your knee and you hit with hammers. This is the strummed version. I'll just play a quick chord for you. I strum with a pick, some people use a felt pick, some use the finger. So now that's out of the way, let's get started. The dulcimer is tuned G, the chin nearest your chin, D, the string in the middle, and G, the string nearest the floor. So I'll go for that again. There's a G, the one nearest your chin. There is a D string, the one in the middle, and there is a G, the string nearest the floor. And when you strum it, I'm just holding the neck with this hand, I'm pressing no frets. That is a G chord. Actually, it's a G power chord. We will come on to other chords later on. So, just by strumming without any hand on, you are playing a G chord, similar to my cigar box guitar video a couple of weeks ago. To make it a proper G chord, we need to fret on the fretboard. So with our ring finger, our third finger of our left hand, you place it on the second fret. This is the nut, the black thing, and these metal pieces going down a fret. So that's the first, that's the second there. So you're playing the second fret of the bottom G string or the high G string, and if you strum, that is a proper G chord. It's got 3 tones in it. So a G chord without any hands on. With the added bit. Hear the difference? So now we'll do 4 downstrokes on G without a finger on. Then we'll add the third finger to the second fret as the bottom string. So we will do G, add, G, add, G, add, G, add. To play a song, you at least need 2 chords. So we've got a G chord, the next one we really need to know is a D chord. So we've got the dulcimer, like that. This is the thick G string, the middle D string, and the octave G string. So we place the first finger of our left hand on the first fret of the thick G string, and our second finger on the same fret on the octave G string. So it looks something like that. The middle string has nothing fretted, and if you strum that, that's a D chord. So go from G to a D, do 4 on G, D, G, D, G, D, G, D, or you can use this G here, G, D, G, D. So go for that again. For a D chord, it is your first finger on the thickest G string and your second finger on the thinnest G string, both at the first fret, and that is your D chord. So practice going from G to D. 4 strums, we just go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, D, G, D, G, The next chord you really need to know is of course a C chord. That way we have G, C and D and can play many songs. So the C chord is something like this. The first finger at the first fret of the D string, the middle string, and your little finger on the third fret of the high G string. So I'll go for that again. First fret of the D string, the one in the middle, and on the high G string, the third fret. And it's the C chord. So you can then play G, C, D, G, G, C, D, G. So that's G, C, D, G, G, C, D, G. So that C chord again is the first fret of the middle string, the D string, and on the high G string, the third fret. Now you can, if you wish, go from that G chord there, play it with your little finger, slide it up and put the other one on for the C. Then D. Then when you go back to G, play it with your little finger, slide it up into the C, then D. So G, C, D, G, G, C, D, G. So we'll go for that again. We've got the C chord is the first fret of the middle string and the third fret of the high G string. Now we used to play G like that, but now we're going to play with our little finger there. So that's the G chord. We'll just strum down for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide it up one fret and add the first finger. Then do a D chord. G with the little finger, slide up, add the first finger, D chord, then back to G. If you do it at speed, now we've got a few chords, let's start working on a few strums. We'll go for this very easily. I'm just holding the neck, I'm not playing any chord. We're just going to strum down 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be a 4 beat to the bar song. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. What I did there was strum up on the ands. Now what happens is you must keep that regular beat 1, 2, 3, 4, but in the gap in between you come up. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But the rhythm is still that. If it helps, tap your foot 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3. We'll do this cycle 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now that's done, we'll add it to some chords. We will do 4 strums on G and 4 strums on D, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and G. D with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and... Now that we can strum, we'll now add it to the 12-bar blues. So we'll do, using your little finger, 4 bars of G. 1 bar is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... First, another bar. That's the second. Third bar. 1 more bar for the fourth. Then we slide up into a C chord, 2 bars of C. Another bar of C, 2 bars into G. Another bar of G. 1 bar of D. 1 bar of C. 2 bars of G. So we'll go for that again. Strumming down 4 times, 4 bars of G. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and first bar. Second bar. Third bar. Fourth bar, slide into C, 2 bars. Second bar of C. Back into G, 2 bars. Another bar of G. 1 bar of D. 1 bar of C. 2 bars of G. Another bar of G. Now that we've had a couple of run-throughs of the 12-bar blues, I will now play it at speed so you can hear how it sounds. I will simply using the chords we've just used. And again, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, C chord, back to G, D, C, and G. To finish the 12-bar blues, go to a D chord, then back to a G. So you have a go. Oh. And that is the 12-bar blues at speed. This instrument is what's known as diatonic. It means it's designed to play in one tone. You can actually play in other keys, I will show you that in later videos, but for now it's mainly meant to be played in G. How this works is, you may notice there are fewer frets on this than there are, say, a guitar or mandolin. This is because it's tuned to the key of G, or actually I should say tuned to itself. We're using the key of G. You could be tuned to A, then it would be tuned to A, but we'll just stay in the key of G for now. This means whatever note you play anywhere on the fretboard, you will be in tune. You may not necessarily be playing a tune people know, but you won't be out of tune. So this is how it would work. We're just going to play the first and second fret of the octave G string. So we're going to do all I'm doing there is first finger on the first fret and my ring finger on the third fret. Third, second, third, second. I'll slow it down. That's just me playing around on the first 4 chords. There's not meant to be a tune there, I don't think there was, but melodically it sounds nice to the ear. But we're now going to do what's called an arpeggio. An arpeggio means a broken chord. This, all strummed at once, is a chord, one string at a time. That's basically an arpeggio. So to make this more interesting, we're going to place our first finger on the second fret there, and the little finger on the fourth. Okay, so we're going to be using the open string as well, so I'm over exaggerating the hand movement. You can just leave your hand like that, so you can see open, down, up, add the first finger to the second fret, add the little finger to the fourth fret, then back to the second. I'll go for that again. Open, 1 and, add that finger to the second fret, 2 and, that finger there, the little finger at the 4th fret, 3 and, then back to the second, 4 and. So altogether it sounds like this. Basically, you've just played a G arpeggio chord on the bottom string while playing a G chord on top, and it adds more melody and harmonic value to the chord. So we'll do this again. So it's open on the 1 and, first finger on the second fret, 2 and, little finger on the 4th fret, 3 and, then back to the second finger. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, again 1 and 2 and. Now that you have the G arpeggio chord practiced, you can add it to songs. You don't have to play a G chord the same way for a whole bar. You can alter it. So we're now going to do the 12 bar blues, just the first 4 bars, they're all on G. So the first G will be done like that. 2 and 3 and 4 and, the second G. The third and fourth G is the arpeggios. So you get. And it just makes it a bit more musical for the listener. So again, the first bar will be open, just like that. The second fret with the first finger of the bottom string for the next bar. For the third and fourth, the arpeggio. And that's how you can apply the arpeggio to a song. So we've covered the G chord now. Let's discuss something we can do on the D chord. The D chord is also movable and you can do stuff with it. So you've got your D chord like this. So imagine you've got a bar of D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You keep your hand in the D position, that one there, and strum 1 and 2 and. Slide up to the second fret with both fingers, 3 and, then back to the normal position for 4 and. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you've got a bar of D, you can go. I'll go for that again. So you've got a bar of D. 1 and 2 and in the normal D position. Slide up to the 2nd fret, 3 and back to the 1st fret, 4 and. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And that's how you can get a bit more out of the D chord. So if you're doing the 12 bar blues, in the last 4 bars there's a bar of D. Then into the C chord, then into the G. I will of course place the 12 bar blues down below in the description. Remember, it's 4 strums per letter. So you've got that last bar of D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C chord. Two bars of G. And that's how you can get a bit more out of the D chord. The beauty of having a diatonic instrument like this, and a bit like the cigar box ones that I posted not too long ago, these are diatonic instruments, which means you can play chords with simply one finger. And by the way, the cigar box video and this are interchangeable. What works on that will work on this, and what works on this will work on that. Anyway, so we've got a G chord open like that. If you were to fret at the 3rd fret, that would be a C chord. So you've got G, C, G, C. If you were to fret at the 4th fret, like that, that's a D chord. So now we've got G, C, D, C, G. Again, that's G. 3rd fret is your C. 4th fret is your D. Again, these are interchangeable. You can play G like that now, as you know, like that, or the arpeggio. You can play C in that position, or that position, D in this position, or D in that position. And you can mix up however you wish, so you can change midway through a bar or whatever you want. And you'll find the sound makes it a bit more interesting for the listener, which is something we need to consider. You can play G just any way you want. Like that. When you're doing C, you can go. So the first bar of C could be. Then, for the second bar, for the D chord, you could do D there for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I switched halfway through the bar then, D. I'll go for that again, D. That's D. And that's, counting it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You can even go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Change as often as you wish. As long as you don't break the rhythm, you're fine. I hope you've enjoyed this beginner's guide to the Dulcimer. There will be more videos to follow. This was just a beginner's guide to get you started. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Blackpool Music School for more videos. Until next time, take care and goodbye. Welcome to part 2 of this Blackpool Music School video all about the strummed dulcimer. It may help if you've seen the previous video to watch this one, but I cover the basics anyway, so let's get started. In the previous video we just did 4 strums to the bar. In this one we're going to add a few more strums as variations to add a bit more tone to your playing. The first thing we'll do is do a waltz. This is very simple, you just strum down, 2, 3. So I'm just doing a G chord up here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1. Down on the 1, up on the 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. That's the first way you can play a waltz. So we'll go for that again. You're counting 1, 2, 3. So you strum down on the 1 and up on the 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's the first way of playing a waltz. Another way is to tap the G string with your plectrum, and so it's 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's tapping the thick G string on the 1, then down on the 2 and the 3. So we've got a G chord up there, 1, 2, 3, 1. Again, we're counting to 3, pluck the string on the 1, strum down on the 2 and the 3. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. When you can strum the 1, 2, 3 strum, the waltz strum, you can add an upstroke like this. So before you were doing 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This time we're going to add an upstroke to the downstrokes. You count it like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1, 2 and 3 and. So, all together we're doing 1 and 2 and 3 and. 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 So a reasonable pace. And of course you can mix the 2 strums up. Again, you don't have to play the same strum all the way through the song. So this time we can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3 and 1. So altogether that is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3 and 1. Altogether that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2 and 3 and. So very slowly, 1, 2, 3. So that was tap, down, down. Then 1, 2 and 3 and. And that's how you can mix the strums up. The only real rule is you mustn't slow down or speed up. So you can't play, I'm going to over exaggerate this, but you can't do 1, 2, 3, then 1. They've got to be the same rhythm. Apart from that, vary the waltz strums up anytime you wish. Another popular strum you can do on this is the calypso strum. So we're going to do a G chord again, and we're going to strum down 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But this time when we count 3 we're going to strum down but not play, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and. At normal pace it sounds like this. Again, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again, 1 and 2 and 4 and. So it's the same as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but on the third strum down, move your hand down, but don't touch the strings, like this. And that is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It takes time, but when you can do it at a fair pace. It adds a bit of a calypso rhythm to your strumming. Returning to the 4/4 strum rhythm now, that was in the previous video. We were strumming 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You don't have to strum like that all the time. As long as you keep a rhythm, you're fine. So this time we're going to strum down on the 1, then 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. To a rhythm. Yep. So now we've got 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So again, it is 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. And of course you can add to that as you go along. Now we're going to strum down on the 1 and the 3. So it'll be 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and again you can mix it up again. We're going to strum down on the 1, 2 and 3, and only 4 and we will strum up. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 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 1, 2, 3, 4 and. So anything you can do as long as you keep the rhythm. So you can do. That's a 2-bar rhythm. The first bit is 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. Then the next bit is 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Altogether it's a 2-bar rhythm. The only rule really is the rhythm must repeat itself. So if you have a 3-bar rhythm, the 3 bars must repeat themselves. If not, it can be a bit odd for the listener. It's hard to follow along to the time. So let's do a 3-bar rhythm. The first bar will be on a G chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and. So you can see you can make your rhythms however you wish, and that's on 4/4. The basic rules are you can pluck a string, you can strum down, but normally on the ands you strum up. So on the 1, 2, 3 and 4, most of the time you're strumming down or plucking a string. On the ands in between you strum up. There is one last strum I'd like to introduce you to, and this is the country strum. It's a very simple strum and it's a variation of the 4/4. We've probably covered it in the previous cigar box videos on this. It's just a nice easy going strum. Basically you do a G chord and you pluck on the 1, then strum down on the 2, pluck on the 3, strum down the 4. So it's pluck on the 1, strum down on the 2, pluck on the 3, strum down the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the 12-bar blues, it will be 4 bars of G. First bar, second bar, third bar, fourth bar, 2 bars of C, first bar, second bar, 2 bars of G, first bar, second bar, 1 bar of D, 1 bar of C, 2 bars of G, first bar, second bar, and that will be the 12-bar blues with a country rhythm. If you found this video useful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Blackpool Music School for more videos. Until next time, keep practicing, keep playing, and goodbye. Welcome to this Blackpool Music School video all about the dulcimer. This is a strummed dulcimer. There is a hammered dulcimer that you place that down with hammers. This is the strummed one. People say this is tuned to G. It is indeed tuned to G and it sounds better in G. If it was tuned to A, it would sound better in A. But there is a couple more keys you can play in on this without changing the tuning, which we're going to cover in this video. As many of you know, if you've watched my videos, you need 3 chords to make a song. In this case, we're going to play in the key of A. So we need an A chord, which is all, you can play it like that, at the first fret, all the strings. I tend to play it like that with all my fingers on the fretboard. But you can play it like that if you wish. So if you put your fingers there and strum, that is an A chord. The next chord we need is a D chord. So you slide all of them up to the 4th fret like that. You can play it like that or like that. So like that or like that, the choice is yours. And that is your D chord. We need one more chord in the key of A to make a song, and that's the E. You simply slide up one more fret like that. So you're now at the 5th. Some people play it like that. I personally fit all my fingers in like that. And that's your E chord. So we've got an A at the 1st fret, a D chord at the 4th, and an E chord at the 5th. So with that, we'll get playing a song. So now we've got the positions we need to play. So we had a bit of rhythm to it. First bar, second bar, third bar, fourth bar, back to A, E, D, A. So again, I'm just doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and per bar. So very slowly, 4 bars of A. First bar. Second bar. Third bar. That was the 4th bar. Up to the 4th fret for 2 bars of D. That's the first bar. That's the second bar. Back to A for 2 bars. Another bar. Up to the 5th fret for E. 4th fret for D. Back to the 1st fret for 2 bars of A. So that's how you can play in the key of A on a G-tuned dulcimer. You can also play in the key of D. For most songs you need 3 chords, or you can get by on 3 chords. Lots of songs have more, but for now we'll just stick to D, G and A in the key of D. So you need a D chord, which you know, which is that one. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4. You know a G chord, and you now know the A chord. So if we were to apply that to the 4-bar blues, you need 4 bars of D to start with. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and first bar, second bar, third bar, fourth bar, G for 2 bars, that's the first. Back to D for 2 bars. Another bar. 1 bar of A. 1 bar of G. 2 bars of D. Another bar of D. So now we've had a strum through blues in the key of D, we will now do it with a bit of rhythm. It is 4 bars of D. Two bars of G. 2 bars of D. 1 bar of A. 1 bar of G, 2 bars of D. So if we were to play that at speed, and that's how you can play in different keys on the Dulcimer. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Blackpool Music School for more videos. Until next time, take care and goodbye.